this was planned by the Trump folks.
Right. I mean, they know that when they're going to do immigration policy, when Trump does immigration policy, he does it big, he does it controversial, and he does get sued. So they knew this, and they've been gaming this out and knowing that it's going to get to the Supreme Court. They basically have two big cases that are on their way there. Not there yet, but certainly heading that way quickly.
There's that old line from Churchill, right, that politics is war, except in politics you can die more than once. But the laws of war also apply to politics, or the rules, I should say, that if you define the battlefield in war, if you choose the field to fight on, you normally win. And that's what Republicans have done. You point out Republicans have a plan. Do Democrats have a plan?
That's a great question. I don't think they have the sort of plan that the Trump campaign does. Or better said, I call it the campaign, it's the Trump White House. Stephen Miller is the deputy chief of staff for Trump, his top domestic policy advisor, and really one of the nation's leading expert in some obscure immigration policy. And two of those little-known immigration policies or laws, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 and the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, are both playing starring roles in this effort, where not only does the Trump campaign, the Trump White House, I should say, I keep messing that up, know that this is going to get before the Supreme Court. Not only do they believe they have the law on their side, but they also recognize that in war, if you have strict military discipline, a better plan, and more numbers, you're probably going to win. And ultimately, the Supreme Court not only has more Republican-appointed justices than Democratic ones, but it's the Roberts Supreme Court. And under Biden, under President Biden, John Roberts' court decided in a case brought by Texas that the judicial branch should not tell the executive branch, the president, how to deport and how to operate immigration. He wanted to leave political questions, the court did political questions, to the political branches.
All right,
and
so that indicates
if that same lens is applied, what you're going to see here, they believe, is the Roberts Court telling the president, this is your purview, and if Congress has a problem with it, Congress needs to change it. That's what they believe.
Okay. You follow that out. I said in the beginning that Trump relishes this fight. Stephen Miller relishes this fight. It's why he comes out and fights with reporters all the time and goes on CNN and fights with them. But I think there's a bigger point here, right? Which is the video we put up that was the El Salvadorian president's drone hype video of the deportations and the alleged gang members getting frog marched out off the planes and on and on and on. Team Trump wants this video played over and over again, and they know that even if they're being sued, and even if Democrats are calling them racist and saying they're an affront to the Constitution, cable news is playing this, and they think that's a good thing.
They do. One of the problems in the Trump Republican conservative point of view that Democrats have with illegal immigration is not realizing that illegal immigration is a business. And there are human smugglers, traffickers, coyotes, whatever you want to call them, who persuade people, I can get you across the border, you pay me money. What the Trump White House believes, and Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, and others believe, is that if you over-communicate, if they over-communicate that they have very harsh, very cruel immigration policies, where you could end up in a Salvadoran jail, prison, a supermax in the middle of the jungle, if you come here, fewer people will come and more people will leave.
Well, and to be fair, it's working, right? Because the numbers at the border are almost nil. You can still come across, but there's not many coming. Charlemagne the God, and I think this is important because so often Donald Trump's superpower is getting his political enemies to take positions that are contrary to their own best interests, is making the point, right, of why are Democrats angry about deporting gang members, Charlemagne the God?
Why are folks fighting about gang members being sent away? Like, there's some other deportation cases I'm sure they could be fighting about, like folks who've been in this country for a long time, not committing no crimes, paying taxes, but have gotten caught up in the process. Those are folks they should be fighting for. Why are they raising hell about a gang being deported?
Well, that's the fight that the president wants to have. You are correct, and he's correct.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.